Politicians and diapers must be changed often, and for the same reason. The trouble is not in dying for a friend, but in finding a friend worth dying for. Do the right thing. It will gratify some people and astonish the rest. Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. But who prays for Satan? Who, in 18 centuries, has had the common humanity to pray for the one sinner that needed it most? Let us live so that when we come to die, even the undertaker will be sorry. Suppose you were an idiot, and suppose you were a member of Congress, but I repeat myself. Honesty is the best policy when there is money in it. If you pick up a starving dog and make him prosperous, he will not bite you. This is the principal difference between a dog and man. The difference between the right word and the almost right word is the difference between lightning and a lightning bug. What would men be without women? Scarce, sir. Mighty scarce. April 1st. This is the day upon which we are reminded of what we are on the other 364. Let us be thankful for the fools, but for them the rest of us could not succeed. Noise proves nothing. Often a hen who has merely laid an egg cackles as if she laid an asteroid. Of all God's creatures, there is only one that cannot be made slave of the leash. That one is the cat. If man could be crossed with a cat, it would improve the man, but it would deteriorate the cat. I didn't attend the funeral, but I sent a nice letter saying I approved of it. Go to heaven for the climate, hell for the company. Never refuse to do a kindness unless the act would work great injury to yourself, and never refuse to take a drink under any circumstances. If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you read the newspaper, you're misinformed. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. This is the ideal life. All of us contain music and truth, but most of us can't get it out. Heaven goes by favor. If it went by merit, you would stay out and your dog would go in. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Both marriage and death ought to be welcome. The one promises happiness, doubtless the other assures it. Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence on society. Never put off till tomorrow what you can do day after tomorrow just as well. Nothing helps scenery like bacon and eggs. Don't let schooling interfere with your education. No real gentleman will tell the naked truth in the presence of ladies. Sacred cows make the best hamburger. A banker is a fellow who lends you his umbrella when the sun is shining, but wants it back the minute it begins to rain. Why is it that we rejoice at a birth and grieve a funeral? It is because we are not the person involved. A cat is more intelligent than people believe and can be taught any crime. Get your facts first, then you can distort them as you please. What is the difference between a taxidermist and a tax collector? The taxidermist takes only your skin. When we remember we are all mad, the mysteries disappear and life stands explained. One of the most striking differences between a cat and a lie is that a cat has only 9 lives. Now is the accepted time to make your regular annual good resolutions. Next week you can begin paving hell with them as usual. I have seen slower people than I am, and more deliberate, and even quieter and more listless and lazier people than I am, but they were dead. The only way to keep your health is to eat what you don't want, drink what you don't like, and do what you'd rather not. We have the best government that money can buy. The lack of money is the root of all evil. Everyone is a moon and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. Giving up smoking is the easiest thing in the world. I know because I've done it thousands of times. Work is a necessary evil to be avoided. A man who carries a cat by the tail learns something he can learn in no other way. Be careful about reading health books. You may die of a misprint. The trouble ain't that there is too many fools, but that the lightning ain't distributed right. Behind every successful man, there is a woman, and behind every unsuccessful man, there are two. Few things are harder to put up with than the annoyance of a good example. Man is the only animal that blushes, or needs to. Man was made at the end of the week's work, when God was tired. Concerning the difference between man and the jackass, some observers hold that there isn't any, but this wrongs the jackass. Such is the human race. Often it does seem such a pity that Noah didn't miss the boat. Adam and Eve had many advantages, but the principal one was that they escaped teething. Some civilized women would lose half their charm without dress, and some would lose all of it. Familiarity breeds contempt in children. A baby is an inestimable blessing and bother. Marriage, yes, it is the supreme felicity of life, and it is also the supreme tragedy of life. The deeper the love, the surer the tragedy. Some of us cannot be optimists, but all of us can be bigamists. Do right and you will be conspicuous. Be good and you will be lonesome. Do your duty today and repent tomorrow. It is not best that we use our morals weekdays. It gets them out of repair for Sundays. Get your formalities right, never mind about the moralities. Do good when you can, and charge when you think they will stand it. Nothing so needs reforming as other people's habits. We ought never to do wrong when people are looking. Always obey your parents when they are present. This is the best policy in the long run, because if you don't, they will make you. Earn a character first if you can, and if you can't, assume one. Make it a point to do something every day that you don't want to do. This is the golden rule for acquiring the habit of doing your duty without pain. Always acknowledge a fault frankly. This will throw those in authority off guard and give you an opportunity to commit more. There are several good protections against temptations, but the surest is cowardice. I was born modest, not all over, but in spots. The man who is ostentatious of his modesty is twin to the statue that wears a fig leaf. By trying, we can easily learn to endure adversity. Another man's, Man will do many things to get himself loved. He will do all things to get himself envied. If a person offends you and you are in doubt as to whether it was intentional or not, do not resort to extreme measures. Simply watch your chance and hit him with a brick. Diligence is a good thing, but taking things easy is much more restful. Modesty died when clothes were born. When angry, count 4. When very angry, swear. If the desire to kill and the opportunity to kill came always together, who would escape hanging? Prosperity is the best protector of principle. In our country, we have those 3 unspeakably precious things: freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, and the prudence never to practice either of them. We have a criminal jury system which is superior to any in the world, and its efficiency is only marred by the difficulty of finding 12 men every day who don't know anything and can't read. It is a wise child that knows its own father, and an unusual one that unreservedly approves of him. What is human life? The first third a good time, the rest remembering about it. The man who is a pessimist before 48 knows too much. If he is an optimist after it, he knows too little. At 50, a man can be an ass without being an optimist, but not an optimist without being an ass. Pessimist, the optimist who didn't arrive. Truth is the most valuable thing we have. Let us economize it. Some people lie when they tell the truth. I tell the truth lying. An honest man in politics shines more than he would elsewhere. A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes. A classic, something that everybody wants to have read and nobody wants to read. Taking the pledge will not make bad liquor good, but it will improve it. The principle of give and take is the principle of diplomacy: give 1 and take 10. Nothing spoils a good story like the arrival of an eyewitness. A tax is a fine for doing well. A fine is a tax for doing wrong. All generalizations are false, including this one. Mark Twain, born Samuel Langhorne Clemens on November 30, 1835, in Florida, Missouri, was an American writer, humorist, and social critic. Growing up along the Mississippi River greatly influenced his work, which often explored the complexities of American society, particularly in the South. Twain gained fame with his novel The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, 1876, and cemented his literary legacy with Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, 1884, a novel often regarded as one of the greatest American works. His sharp wit and keen observations made him a beloved figure, and he was known for his humor as much as for his commentary on human nature and social issues. Beyond writing, Twain was also a lecturer and traveler, penning works like The Innocents Abroad and Life on the Mississippi. Despite financial struggles later in life, Twain's reputation as a literary icon never faded. He passed away on April 21, 1910, but his works continue to inspire and entertain readers around the world. That's all, folks. We hope you had as much fun watching as we did making it. If you enjoyed what you saw, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to stay updated with our latest content and support our channel's growth. Stay curious, keep smiling, and enjoy life.